You are watching Cyber Chat, and today I'm going to be discussing 8 reasons why people will not be buying Cyberpunk 2077. You guys will be very amused with the incredible ridiculousness that people have come up with in order just to hate this game for whatever reason they can, if not accumulation of all of these reasons, which may be a little more justifiable, but when it comes down to what game we're talking about, I think all of these reasons are pretty terrible. Nonetheless, they exist, and I've seen a million people talking about them. So, first things first, let's just start off the bat with the most obvious one, no third person. A lot of people don't want to play Cyberpunk because there's not going to be a third person perspective. No matter how many reasons there are for this choice in development, whether it be immersion purposes or whether it just be that the level design does not create good feel for third person with enclosed spaces. No matter how many Brazilian journalists get their hands on the game and get to play it and say, yeah, it's way better in first person, it's a good choice, some people just don't want to play it because they don't like first person. So I think it's a terrible reason to miss out on a great game, although some people medically can't play the game. I mean, hey man, that's just, unlucky. So, but most of those people are just complaining, they just, oh, I want third person, put it in the game or I'm not going to buy it. They're not going to put it in the game, so looks like you are not going to play it. Next reason that people are not going to buy Cyberpunk is because of the delays. The delays really rubbed some people the wrong way. You can completely understand that. They give you 2 release dates. Freaking Keanu Reeves announced one of them, and you delay them for polish. Clearly showed that they, maybe didn't understand their workload, and a lot of people were really turned off by the fact that there was 2 delays, 7 months from when the game was supposed to come out. It's a pretty long time, so they're kind of just wary on if the game's even going to be good. That one makes a little bit of sense to me, but I still think it's a really bad reason to miss out on probably one of the best games that's going to come out ever. Third, the cut features from the game, which are you cannot wall run, there is no train, which I don't know if that was ever even a feature, and you can't customize cars, which I also don't know if that was ever even a feature. These are all things that people wanted in the game. Wall running was definitely shown to us, but people thought, oh, there'd be car customization in the game, all about customization. Turns out, unfortunately, there's not going to be, which is a bummer, but in my opinion, again, not really a good reason to miss out on this game. Nonetheless, people literally will complain about it in comment sections on Twitter. Facebook ads, people comment, oh, they took out wall running, now I'm canceling my pre-order, and I'm gonna play Call of Duty instead. Whatever, do your thing. Reason number 4, no flying cars. People really wanted to pilot flying cars. Some people don't want to play the game now. This is where we live. This is how we live. Some people are so uninformed on the news and updates of development that they still are asking questions, such as, will you be able to pilot a flying car? Even though 3 years ago they said no. Will you still be able to jump? Yes, you can jump in Cyberpunk, turns out. Maybe they'll reinstate their pre-orders. Who knows? Probably not. I don't remember what number we're on, but we're just going with it. The next one is length. The length of the game was shortened, not really from its former self, but in terms of compared to The Witcher, because CDPR found that not a lot of people beat The Witcher because it's so long. And to be fair, a lot of people kind of assumed that the Battle of Kaer Morhen would have kind of been the end of the game. It wasn't. There was still like a ton to do after that. So, with that being said, a lot of people are like, oh no, the game's going to be shorter now. I don't want to play it. Kind of weird. But, whatever they want to do, they'll pick up Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed and have a good old time with their Ubisoft games. Next on the list is map size. People are legitimately turned off by the map size being smaller than The Witcher, even though probably 3/4 of The Witcher whole game was just an open field that you had to ride your horse through. Some people just prefer that, okay? I'm not saying it's wrong. It's definitely fun, and it's definitely an interesting, freeing experience to be able to go through fields and whatever. But Cyberpunk's going to be a vertical map with a lot to do up and down. At least that's what we're told. So that's kind of where we have to go. It's going to be a densely populated and interesting world with a lot going on. So that's kind of the reason for that. Even though all reasoning always stands pretty legitimate, people take that map size and the game length and they'll say, well, you know what? The game's not really looking too good for me. I think I'll pass. Weird. Another great reason to not pre-order Cyberpunk, I'm kidding, by the way, this is a Cyberpunk YouTube channel, is that people think that the game is overhyped. I can't really just say yes or no to that reason. Some people think that the marketing has gone completely off the wall, which they have a ton of merch, a ton of really expensive stuff for sale. The game hasn't come out yet. They have Funko Pops, they have collector's boxes, they have books, they have lore books, they have comic books, they have Rockstar energy drinks, statues, shirts, posters, disc plates. They have a freaking digital download, and then they have the physical copy steelbook edition. Anything you could think of, they've mass marketed the crap out of this. And some people just think it's gonna flop. Some people obviously want it to flop, just absolutely no reason. But that is a reason people are not going to buy the game, because they don't want to be disappointed. But really, it's just because overhype. A hilarious note to end this on is the lack of multiplayer. This guy was kind of memed into oblivion, but on Night City Wire's Facebook post, when Cyberpunk posted it on Facebook, top comment, pretty much all laughing emojis, was canceled my pre-order of Cyberpunk 2077 and pre-ordered Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War because no multiplayer means no fun. Even screenshotted that he paid 4,749 RS. Cyberpunk multiplayer is coming later in development. It's coming years down the road. Seems to me that all of these points are just people who don't know what they're getting into. They're not up to date on the news, and they have no understanding of what game they're getting into. People think that this is going to be a GTA clone. If you watch any of the gameplay, you can see that that's just not the case, but there's still people in forums, mostly Facebook, but I'm sure Reddit, I'm sure everywhere, that'll say, oh, the game's not coming out till 2077, or they'll say, is Cyberpunk getting delayed again? Even though if you just go on their Twitter, it says no more delays. Literally tweeted no more delays, and people will still ask, will there be a delay, on that same post. You can't win with some of these people, and these reasons are hilarious to me, so that's why I wanted to make this video. Got some more stuff planned. Thank you for being here.